Hey everybody. Okay, so this is episode 9 of What Won't Exist in a Resource-Based Economy. This is Joshua's suggestion, and it was on insecurity. I thought that I saw somebody post jealousy too on one of the threads, but it's not on this one that I printed out. But I do think I saw it, so I'm going to put them together because jealousy does have to do with insecurity. Joshua had made some notes after he suggested insecurity. He said, can you imagine what an absence of competition would do to our self-image? Egos would no longer be tainted with corruption and greedy selfishness. We would finally be able to be individuals. Funny how that would work, huh? Yeah. So a lot of our insecurities come from inequality. You do feel insecure not knowing whether you're going to be able to have a roof over your head or provide for your family. Are they can you eat? Like, are you going to be able to eat? Are you going to be able to have a house to come home to? Are you going to be able to have water on or heat or, hot water or lights? Or, are you going to be able to pay your car insurance or your cell phone bill to be able to communicate? And it can make you feel very inferior. When you do run into these problems, there's a lot of anxiousness around it, insecurity around it. A lot of times, if you have financial problems, it can turn into other problems. It can turn into problems in your relationships, with your family, with your romantic partner, even your friendships. And it's like a vicious chain reaction. So you're having money problems for whatever reason, you lost your job or you're sick or both or whatever, and now you're having problems in your relationships and, because of it. I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's really horrible. Another aspect of insecurity, I would at least say in the jealousy area, would be hopefully, we hope anyway, that with studying and learning more and more, people would view each other less as possessions. A lot of jealousy and insecurity and things come from viewing people as possessions. And that's mine, and that kind of different thing, and that's a whole subject in itself, and there's a lot to that, but hopefully that would start to go away, over time and be eradicated completely. It also would tie into this. The first video that I did was marrying for money. That won't happen. Marrying for money or marrying for security won't happen anymore. Everybody will have the needs that what they need, regardless of their gender. So that won't happen, and you won't really be able to be viewed, at least as a monetary possession anymore. It may take some time for people to get over viewing someone as a possession, but it'll take a lot of retraining, but in a lot of things will, in the transition, a lot of things have to be worked on, but in a real RBA, we won't have all of these insecurities. In my own opinion too, I think a lot of it is tied into all of the other stresses that we have. I mean, there's so many stresses that people put so much weight on romantic love because it can make you feel so good. It can make you feel so happy, and they put so much focus on that working or lasting, and probably because there is so much other shit in the world, So hopefully with much less stresses to deal with, you know, be able to look at that with a more balanced view. You know, so, but again, I think what Joshua was more so referring to was all the insecurities of you know, the monetary environment, what they create. You know, there's also, because we are in a monetary system, competition is taught instead of cooperation, and that's taught from being a little kid. You know, you compete against each other in sports, you compete against each other on tests. Oh, this one got 100 and a star, so this gets hung up, you know, this, and you didn't, so you're shit. And this one can run faster than you, so they're awesome, and they get all these rewards and this and that, instead of trying to figure things out together. You know, one person can be good at one area and another person can be good at another area. That's another thing that'll come with our education. In a resource-based economy, is it would be taught competition wouldn't be taught. It would be cooperation that would be taught. A lot of things would be taught for kids to work on everything together and work on it together, and that's how it gets worked out, and not who's better than the other one. And, you know, that's just something, it's bred from when you're a little kid in school to when you're at a job. Who has the most sales? You know, who has the most sales? Who has the most customers? Who has the most this? Who's making more money with this and doing better with this, instead of, you know, just working together and trying to have the best outcome for everyone. So that in itself can breed insecurity. If you're a top salesman and all of a sudden a new salesman comes in and they make more sales than you, and you start to feel bad about yourself and blah blah blah, you know, it's all that shit. There's so many things that this economy will benefit people in versus what we are now. So anyway, all right, so thank you for that suggestion, Joshua, and I hope I covered it all, and if I didn't, you can, everybody can comment underneath it. You know, we'll address it later or whatever. And the next one we're going to be talking about is Jennifer's suggestion, which is gender equality. Okay, thanks everyone for tuning in.